how we start rocking it to the right? Can you break that one more time again for me? Because my service fucked up.
Like I said, we was in why in 1980 to distinguish us from the Rips. Because you got to remember this, though, too. For every one blood, it was about maybe 8 or 9 Rips. That's just how it was. And in order to distinguish us from them, we took that beanie that they gave us. It was always a blue beanie. Whether you go to CDC, whether you go to youth, wherever you go, as far as the prison and jail, was always give you blue beanies. You know what I'm saying? To keep your head warm. So what we did was, so you know who's who, we put it in our right pocket. Because if you see somebody with the beanie in their left pocket, you knew they was a Rip. Period. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They was a Rip. Even them youngsters that came in that didn't even gang bang, they wouldn't even put the beanie in their pocket. They'll put the beanie in front of their pants and put it where their belt would go at. That's where they was putting theirs at if they didn't bang. But if you was banging, your blood was putting it in their right pocket, the Rips was putting it in their left pocket.
And that was the 80s. That was the 80s, right?
Even when the cat got out, and we started flaming our red flags. Say that again.
My bad. That was the 80s, right? You said 1980?
Yeah, it was in the 80s. 1980. Matter of fact, 1980 to be exact.
Okay, good looking out. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And to finish up what I was saying as far as the lineage and your history. The lineage is where you come from. It's where your neighborhood came from, where blood came from. You know what I'm saying? Now let's first of all let's separate. You know what I'm saying? When we speak about brims and Papus and villains and all this, I'm speaking about bloods. You know what I'm saying? Your blood lineage. You know what I'm saying? Your history is gonna be what you defined in New York, in New Jersey, Florida, whatever state you're from. Your history is going to be what you define, because the next generation after you need to know what his history is, and you're going to give him that history. But what you also give him is you give him the lineage of where blood came from. You know what I'm saying? I always tell the homies this. I'm from Villain, and the villains on the East Coast is the same as the villains on the West Coast. That's how we get at. We going to accept you no matter what. I wouldn't give a fuck. If you never touch foot in California, you come to California on Hood Day, everybody gonna think you was from Villain in California, because that's how we get out. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what's called the fatherland. But when we come out to New York and New Jersey, then I know me. I want to know what the history in New York and New Jersey is, because that's also my history. I may have the lineage from where we first started, because I'm second generation Bloodstone Villain. You know what I'm saying? And so I know. And so I know the history. I can give you the history of Bloodstone Villain from the day one all the way up until now. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to know is I want to know the history of New York, New Jersey, Carolina, you know what I'm saying, Tennessee, Kansas City, Florida. Them the histories that I want to know, so that I can put all that history together, you know what I'm saying, where it's going to rock up with that, with the lineage. You know what I'm saying? So when even when I'm talking to Brims out there in New York, I'm giving Brims their history, because I know the history of Brims. I know the history of Pyru. I know the history of blood. The reason why I know the history of blood in all these different neighborhoods is because when I'm talking to these OGs, my OGs from these different neighborhoods, I'm learning. I'm learning because I want to be able to give you your history, give you your lineage, give you what blood is all about and what blood means. You know what I'm saying? So I believe, I look at it like this. I'm a connoisseur of bloods. If I don't know something about a neighborhood, I'm going to go find out. And I ain't going to go to your youngsters. I'm going to go to somebody that was there from the beginning. And the G's in them neighborhoods, whether they in this penitentiary with me or on the streets with me, I'm in contact with them so that